So we are now live. Hi everyone, and welcome to this week's Ask the Officer, hosted by myself. I'm Zoe, I'm the Vice President of SCEBI, and I'm also joined by Tabitha. Tabitha, if you want to introduce yourself.
Yes, I do. I know we're having a bit of issues with sound, so we'll be muting ourselves just to make sure we don't talk over one another. But yeah, I'm Tabitha Nyariki, and I'm your Vice President for the School of Health and Life Sciences. And I'm happy to be today's guest and just talk about some of the things I've been working on um, since the beginning of this trimester.
Perfect, thanks Tabitha. Yeah, as Tabitha said, we are having problems with sound just when each other speaks. We're just trying to make sure that we mute yourselves before talking. So I just shared that to my work Facebook just so we can get some more people to come and say hello. So the first thing we'll start with is just to let you know, if you have any questions for us throughout the Ask the Officer, feel free to just post it in the chat function and we'll get to your question as soon as you can. As well, you can message us on social media or email us if you have any problems, but I'm sure you're probably aware of that by now. So just to get started, we'll just tell you with what we're currently working on, because I know that a lot of students usually find that interesting. Tabitha, do you want to start?
Yeah, definitely. So I've been up and about doing so many things. So as part of my remit, I have postgraduate research and postgraduate thought. So I've been working hard to ensure that you get your new academic reps. And I'm happy to say that we finally have a full house where we have reps for both all the schools in London. So it's been really nice just to see a crop of very ready to work reps coming in with new ideas and fresh ideas of how to engage PGR students. So it's going to be fantastic because it's been a interesting year working with them through the pandemic and working on how research will be done on campus and just being able to work with them closely as we've done for the last year and just being able to continue that work. So it's good news for PGR students knowing that they now have a new crop of PGR reps. So you can look for who your reps are on our Students Association website. So that's one interesting thing I've been doing, interviewing them and just getting to hear their stories and what they want to do more for PGR students. It's been fantastic, as well as just working on my work with student leaders, not the student leaders program, but social innovation and UHatch, and just helping them with the launch of the social shifters, which I've posted on my social media. And I was talking about previously, just right before the Christmas break, and just getting students involved in that because I'm aware of how much entrepreneurship is becoming such a big thing and social innovation. And it's just a good platform where students can go and get assistance and just be able to work better with their business and get advice. So yeah, those are some of the small highlights of some of the things that I usually don't mention that I'm working on, that I've been working on.
Perfect, thanks Tabitha. Just quickly, hi to Catherine and hi to Jess. Jess, we'll come to your question in just a second. So just to give you a quick update on things that I've been working on. So recently I've been working on Feel Fab Feb. Hopefully you've all heard about Feel Fab Feb. It's basically a month put on by the Students Association, your societies, clubs and groups, focusing on supporting students' mental and physical health. So it's a free programme open to all students and there's just activities going on constantly throughout the week. Hopefully you've managed to see some of it so far on my social media. So I've been sharing a lot of volunteering videos just to showcase how volunteering makes you feel and how that can really positively impact your mental health. As I said earlier, we have so many great events from our sports societies and groups. I know that we've also got the LGBT plus glitter ball coming up soon. It's £3 a ticket, so make sure that you are looking at that. But just to give you a quick rundown of what we've got coming up in Feel Fab Feb. So tonight we have cheerleading's open Zoom hit class. So if you want to get involved, you can message at GCU Cheerleading on Facebook or Instagram. Tomorrow we have another volunteering video from Tabitha, who's kindly joining us today. And then on Monday we have more volunteering videos, mindfulness posts, just to make sure that you are keeping up with your mindfulness. And it's just small tips that hopefully can make you feel better. And we also have an athletics open endurance session. On Tuesday, we've got a Time Out Tuesday meditation session, which is put on by the Students Association. You can book your ticket to that through our website and make sure to book your tickets to that. Just something else on Feel Fab Feb is the ARC, the gym, are also doing free fitness classes for students. So if you want to get involved with that, there's so many opportunities to get on. There's so many classes per week, so you can just find the ARC's Facebook page and they have sign-ups all the time, like every day running. And Catherine's just said, love Feel Fab Fest. Perfect. Catherine is on the cheerleading committee. So Catherine, thank you. It's so great to have you and the team involved. Just going on to Jess's question. This is something that I've been working on with Sports Council actually. So hi, hope you're both well. Just a quick question about sports balls. Will it be online this year with everything still going on? So yes, this is something myself and Sports Council have been working on very closely. So Sports Ball this year will be online again. Obviously, we're not going to be able to have a possible in-person event within April. So if you just keep an eye out, there will be a great online event. It's going to be bigger and better than before. We've got a lot of exciting plans. So this will be happening sometime in April. So if you just stay tuned to GC Wolves to find out the date and find out more about the awards and everything. But thank you for your question, Jess. Just some other stuff that I've been working on is the NSS survey has launched. I'll let Tabitha tell you about that in a second, but I've been doing a lot of listening events within my school, Skebby, just to make sure that we can really help students and hear their feedback and pass that on to the right module leaders and everything. So if you are having any problems, make sure to speak to your vice president about it. But I will pass to Tabitha just to tell you a bit about the NSS.
Yeah, definitely. So the NSS is basically a survey, and it's it went live, last week on Friday. So if you're a final year student, so in your fourth year or in your final year of study at GCU, you should be able to engage with the NSS survey. And basically, it's just evaluating your entire student experience during your stay in GCU. And the best part about it that it comes with a cash prize. So there'll be a few lucky people who participate in the survey that do get a cash prize for it. And we've just been involved with it in various ways. So I've been tagging along with one of our communications person at SHLS just to talk to students about some of the work that we've been doing to enhance student experience, and just also like Zoe, listening to what students have through my academic reps and just getting that feedback, because it's always good to hear what we're doing good and what we can do better to enhance student experience, because that's exactly what we're here for. That's why we campaign to get elected for this job. And it's always nice to be able to just get both positive and points of improvement from students. So have a look in your emails. Also, I think there should be a link on our Students Association website and as well as our social media. So look out for that, and it should be up very, very soon if you haven't seen it yet.
Perfect, thanks Tabitha. Another question we have is, how can we find out who's running in elections for next year? So elections have actually, the elections haven't started, but campaigning starts on Monday. All of the candidates have been announced and their manifestos have been put up on the Students Association website. So you can keep an eye out on that. Make sure to familiarise yourself with candidates and their manifestos. And then it'll be great to see some great campaigning starting Monday. So keep an eye out on the pages. We've got a lot of events coming up for elections. For instance, like Meet the Candidates, Ask the Candidates a Question. So if you are interested in elections, keep an eye out on the Students Association website and social media. So next, I thought we would just talk about our big wins this year. So I know we are in lockdown, but the Students Association and the full-time officer team have felt like we've done quite a lot of work to try and help your learning experience this year. We have a lot of big wins that I know the team are really proud of, and we have worked closely with NUS for a lot of these. So just to give you a quick breakdown of them, the first I'm going to speak about is the fair assessment approach for all students. So basically, we recognise that many student studies are still being negatively affected by the coronavirus outbreak, and we have then sought assurances from the university that there will still be a no detrimental effect on your performance. Obviously, this does not mean that you will automatically pass all your assessments and everything. However, it means that the overall classification of the degree awarded will have a no detrimental effect. So similar to last year's no detriment effect, this one is a fair assessment effect and approach. So make sure to keep an eye on that. If you do want to find out more information about it, Susan, student president, has set up a really simple video of her just discussing the whole policy. You can find that out on the Students Association page, and I know she's also shared that herself, but It's basically just going through the whole approach, making it really easy for you to understand. So the next is a big one that's only come out a few days ago. So it is a new winter COVID fund. So this fund is open to all students except from nursing students, because nursing students still have their nursing funds. So this covers international students, home students, UK students, EU students. So basically the Scottish Government have supplied a large pot of money to all students and for anyone that's been financially impacted by COVID-19. So if you have been impacted by the pandemic financially, make sure to apply to it. Applications finish in March. So for more information, you can find it on our social media. But I know, again, Susan's put out a really good post, so I would highly recommend going and checking out her profile. And it also has the link to the website as well. I will pass you to Tabitha now just to tell you more about some of our big wins.
Yeah, no, it's been fantastic working as a team, and particularly with the NUS. So, as you may know, might not know, we as the officers, the four of us, go to our weekly NUS officer meeting, which has been quite good because it's been a good place to come and share good practice and to benchmark from what other universities are doing and what we can learn from what we're doing. And just it's been a good space for us to be able to just sit down and engage as officers within Scotland and just discuss on what we can do to ensure that we work together to enhance student experience. And some of the big wins, particularly for this year, is we got a grant from the Scottish Government, which was £75,000 for Students Association hardship, which is such a big win for students because we do know that with the pandemic, there's so many difficulties that comes with it, and particularly financial difficulties. And we were happy to find out that the Students Association at GCU got £25,000, which is another win for GCU students because this is money that will be used to enhance your student experience. So it's been quite good campaigning with the NUS and just being able to work together as officers within Scotland to just ensure that our students are heard, as well as the Student Deserve Better campaign, which as well was also run by the NUS, and we all collaborated as officers in Glasgow and wider Scotland. And it was just great to see us all come together and just email our MSPs and tell them that yes, students do deserve better, particularly now when everything's been very difficult for students in terms of work, studying, not being able to be on campus. So it's been quite good just to see how much the NUS is working with us and for us, and as well as all the other officers coming together to work to ensure that students get the appropriate help they need from the government. So it's been a fantastic year, I would like to say, in that sense. Being able to campaign and get wins from the Scottish Government is quite good.
Perfect, thanks Tabitha. Sorry, I just realised that I removed myself from the screen there. Another big win just to talk about is obviously return to sports. So obviously we do not have any in-person activity going on right now, including our sports clubs. However, this year it didn't look likely for our sports, but we did manage to get some sports up and running in person. We had outdoor sports, athletics, men's and women's hockey, and there was also, I think it was snow sports as well. But alongside being able to actually see some in-person activity this year, we've had so many sports clubs doing online events, online fitness classes. And I just want to say a big thank you to all of our committees and volunteers for sports and societies. It's been so rewarding seeing how passionate you all are for your sports and your societies and groups and still making things happen online, because we understand that your university experience is more than just studying. I know obviously I was involved within the cheerleading team the past few years, and I've been going along to some of their HIIT workouts and everything, and it's been so good for me to actually go along, work out and exercise with other people and still have that social aspect as well of university. But basically just talking about our volunteering experiences is one of the things that is also so important during this, which is why I highlighted it within Feel Fab Feb. So just to give you a quick rundown in case you haven't seen my volunteering video, or Tabitha's, we'll just talk to you a bit about our volunteering experiences and why you should really urge to get involved in sports societies and groups, because I know that AGMs are coming up soon. So myself, I was in the cheerleading team for, can't even remember now, probably 2-3 years, I think. So I took on the role as events coordinator for 2 years and also cheer captain. So this was such a good role for me to volunteer in. I've always been interested and had a passion for sports, and I felt like I could really make a difference within sports clubs, and being on a committee as you are, just leading a sports team yourself with like loads of people that I considered my best friends. This also then led me to becoming the vice chair of sports council, which is like a step up. It meant that for once I was taking off my cheerleading hat and then putting on my sports council hat and focusing on our overall sports at GCU. So just really great opportunities to get involved in. So if you are in a sports committee and you do have an interest in going for sports council next year, feel free to message any of the council members now to get their experience. Message myself, but I would highly recommend volunteering for a sports or societies committee, and the same for societies council as well. There will be positions opening up on that the next academic year, so just keep an eye out on social media. But Tabitha, do you want to talk about your volunteering experience?
Yeah, definitely. So I came into GCU second year, so direct entry into second year, and knowing how difficult it is coming into a cohort that's already been there for a year, it was finding my ground. And I found that once I joined societies and clubs and volunteered in them, it actually enhanced my student experience, and I was able to make friends faster and just be able to integrate into the community because I was exposed to so many different people around the school. But some of my volunteering opportunities were, my first one was being the Deputy International Student Officer, which was such a fantastic opportunity because I got the chance to work with Susan, who at that time was the lead for international students, and we were just able to work together and be able to form a nice community for international students, which was quite fantastic. And as well as I was part of the Ethnic Diversity Network, which was formerly the BME, and we actually worked together as part of as my volunteering opportunity with the group to change the name from BME to EDN to make it more inclusive. So that was quite nice, just being able to fight for something that I'm very passionate about. And that has actually stayed with me to date because I am at the forefront of tackling racism on campus and working with the working groups within the university to be able to ensure that our university is a safe space for all communities on our campus. So it's just been great that such a small volunteering opportunity has brought me such a good platform where I can speak about issues that are close to my heart, like race and racial equality. So who knows, maybe you joining a society or a club might lead you to doing such things, as well as I'm very sporty, as some people might know, might not know. So I was part of the women's basketball team for a very short time, unfortunately, because I got injured before I could get into the game, and then I went into fourth year. But it was such a good community to be with these ladies and just be able to play basketball with them. So there's so many things, particularly for international students. If you're feeling shy or you feel like you're trying to integrate into the community, this is a great way to meet new people, great way to make new friends, and just to build a good group of people, because these are my friends now, the people I met in the societies, in the clubs. They're the people who I now call my friends here in Glasgow and my family. So definitely a good opportunity to volunteer. It's also good for your CV as well. If for nothing else, it at least enhances your skills and it's able to help you prepare for stuff. Because I remember as the member of the Ethnic Diversity Network, we had to organize Black History Month for 2019. And I'd never organized an event before, so it gave me that chance to enhance that skill. So it also is a plus on your skills, you're making friends and just adding something onto your CV, and obviously enhancing your student experience.
No, that's great. Thank you, Tabitha. Just as Tabitha said, she has done so much work this year on tackling racism within university. I believe you wrote a blog on it, didn't you, Nod? Yeah. Yeah, no, she wrote a blog on it as well, so you can find that on her social media and the Students Association page. It just basically highlights everything she's done so far. I know she won't say it, but she has done a great job with everything. I've also wrote a return to sports blog, so if there's anything you're interested in, you can go and check that out. But from the team, there will be a lot of blogs and vlogs, so make sure to keep an eye out for it and stay updated with what your full-time officers are working on for you. So we've had some questions in the chat from Catherine and Jess, quite similar questions. So we'll start with Jess. Have you enjoyed being a full-time officer this year despite everything going on? So I'll go first. 100% yes. I think obviously myself and Tabitha were both new into the role. Like Susan was already like rolling over, and Adele was also new into the role. So the three of us didn't really have that experience of being on campus and being an officer. I can imagine it must have been great and it must have been so much fun, but this was new to all of us. So I've really enjoyed it. I just know that in-person experience would be even better. But I think it just shows that so many people always ask me, how do you manage to do your job and connect to students online? But it just shows how strong the bond is with like our vice presidents, the Students Association, and students. And I think this year it's been really rewarding to be a full-time officer. You can just make so many like changes and you see things happening, and it's also great working with such a good team of volunteers as well and seeing how passionate people are. But no, I do not have a single thing bad to say about it this year. I know obviously it's not what everybody expected. However, it's been such a rewarding job this year. Tabitha? Tabitha?
Yeah, definitely. I agree with Zoe. It's been a very rewarding year. It's definitely not what we had hoped to get from the year, because obviously before during campaign week and when we got elected into the office, it was pre-corona or pre-lockdown. So we were all very excited to be on campus and engaged with students. And however, that has not been the case of physically engaging with students, but it's just been a challenge, I'd like to say. Just trying to keep that student engagement going online and just being able to do everything that we can do to enhance the student experience. So it has been a good year. It's also been really good working with a good team, good member of staff within the Students Association who support us on a daily basis. So it's been a good year. I would like to say challenging, because the year has been challenging. I won't lie, but it's been good. It's been productive, and yeah.
Perfect. Thanks, Tabitha. So the next question is from Catherine, which is pretty similar. What has it been like working from home? Have you enjoyed it or found it difficult? I mean, 100% it has been very difficult at times, but we've got a great support around us, the team, all the Students Association staff. I think it was hard coming to the job online and trying to build connections through like Zoom and Teams calls. However, I think I have enjoyed it working from home. Again, just similar answer to the last question is that it has been so much more rewarding being an officer this year, especially with all like the big wins that we spoke about with like me and Tabitha spoke about earlier. I think all the funding, the fact that GCU got 24K as well, just everything like that, and like the fair assessment approach and everything is just so rewarding, and it makes it feel extra special because it's been such a hard year. So when positive things do happen, we are just so proud of ourselves, and we will continue to do that for all the students. But Tabitha?
Well, I won't lie, I found it very difficult working from home because I think I'd created such a good work-life balance where my home was my place to chill and where I would work is completely separate. So I did struggle the first couple of months just having that balance of, oh, my bedroom is my office now and my office is my bedroom. So that was a bit difficult to do, but I'm assuming a lot of people face that challenge as well. But I think from there, it was just getting a good balance. And I won't another thing that was a pro is because it's always raining in Glasgow. It was good to know that I don't have to wake up and walk to work when it's like a cold winter morning. So I think that was a plus for working at home. But it's been good. I think it's gotten all of us outside our comfort zone, just being able to engage online. And some parts of it have been really engaging and enjoying because now most people are available to attend events, which is quite good. So we've been able to engage with people like in our London campus who we normally not be able to engage with on a daily basis. So it's been both good and bad, I'd like to say.
Yeah, just going off what Tabitha said about working from home, like we completely understand how hard it is for students. For instance, my bed is just behind me. I get up from my bed and I come to my desk and work, but please just try and remember the impact that like physical activity can have on your day, like whether that's like a lunchtime walk or you finished uni, go on a walk or a run, like even just 5 minutes or something, it can really make a difference. Because I know myself, as soon as I finish work, I have to get out of the house, like go for a wee walk, just to keep myself feeling okay and that things are normal. So 100% it has been difficult, but it's definitely taught me skills that I would not have had if we were in office. I'm sure that has the other way around as well, but just getting used to like remote like working and everything, and just working with like such a good team as well. Obviously it's so sad that we won't have the office experience with the team, like being able to see each other, having lunch together and everything, but I mean, it doesn't stop us from still like phoning each other like all the time just to catch up and everything on all of our work. So yeah, been difficult, but overall still being good. So remember, if you have any questions, just post it in the chat. We won't keep this much longer because we are aware we have covered quite a lot today. So feel free to again message us on social media or emails if you want any clarification on what we said. But Tabitha, is there anything you want to say? Just anything else lastly?
Yeah, definitely. I think I'm so used to being in a meeting space. I was looking for the raise hand button, and I realized over Facebook there's no raise hand button. But yeah, definitely. I think I failed to probably update fully on some of the work that we've been doing on the tackling racism working group, and just it's because this is a good platform to also let students know what's been going on. So as you were aware, there was a launch of 10 recommendations that were given to the university, which was superb, from a working group that involved both students and staff. And work has been going on, and work is continuing to go on in the sense that now every EB member is now responsible for an individual recommendation. And now there's work streams that are being put in place to tackle each of these and to ensure that these are solved. I've joined 2 work streams which are quite close to my heart, which is decolonizing the curriculum. And that's something that I feel that needs to be done. And also the second is definitely to create a system where students and staff and everybody within the GC community can easily and efficiently raise complaints. So those are some of the 2 working streams that I'm working on, and I'm just looking forward to the work that we're going to do with that and the achievements we'll get in the near future. So it's been an exciting time. I think it's quite good to see that the universities took the call of action that was given to them in 2019 by the research that came out. So it's good to see that the university is doing so much to ensure that they are supporting students of color on campus. So it's been brilliant. So that's a bit of an update from me from some of the work I've been doing regarding tackling racism.
Perfect. Thanks, Tabitha. We'll just finish there then. A comment from Catherine saying, thank you guys, you're doing amazing. Thank you so much, Catherine, for your nice words. It's always nice to hear student feedback as well, just to know that we are doing well this year during the hard time. But again, thank you everyone for coming along and watching. Remember, if you have got a question and you haven't had time to ask it, please just send us a message or email us and we will get back to you as soon as we can. But thank you everyone and enjoy the rest of your day. Bye.
Bye. Bye everyone.